to Macro Vegan. This is Bill Tara.
And I'm Marlene Watson-Tara.
We wanted to spend a few minutes with you and talk about some of the questions that we've been getting over the last couple of weeks. Some of you have emailed us, some of you have asked questions over social media. And these are just a couple of the top ones that we've picked out.
The most important one, obviously, everyone's asking, are there any special foods that we can eat? You know, what do you and Bill eat on a day-to-day basis? How are you keeping your immune system strong and fired up? So, you know, later on I'm going to take you over just briefly to my kitchen and show you on a day-to-day basis what our diet primarily is. And we use the special foods for us: miso, pickled foods, fermented foods. We even make our own natto now. But, you know, I'm not saying that you have to have all these specialist foods, but the answer to your question is that is the special foods that we use through our macrobiotic teachings.
And it's important to remember too that you don't have to eat a lot of exotic foods. Grains, beans, and vegetables are the basis, the fundamental basis of any really healthy diet. And so if you concentrate on those, you're doing really great. The second question that we get is, will eating well protect me from a virus or protect me from any kind of illness? And the answer here is a little bit difficult, because the answer is, of course, our body is designed to be healthy. We have a great immune system. We have the capacity to withstand physical challenge and any kind of physical challenge. But we have to take care of ourselves. We have to build our immune system. And that's not just something that we do when there is a crisis or when there's something where there's a possibility that we'll get an illness. That's a day-to-day process. So will it always protect you from getting sick? No. But it'll help you get better when you do get sick, if you do get sick, right?
Another question I'm asked on a daily basis is what my number one recommendation for healing tea, a medicinal drink, would be. And 3 words: ume shu kuzu. We use umeboshi plums, shoyu, which is an actual soy sauce, and kuzu, which is a phenomenal food that helps to alkalize the body. I'll probably show you later how to just do an ume shu kuzu drink too.
Yeah, that's good. And so those are very, very simple things. And I think the point here is simplicity. The other question that we get is, what do you do besides the diet? Do you just spend all your time cooking and eating and chewing, and is that enough?
Well, exercise for me is the most important thing next to diet, and coupled together, that's where you help to get your body really robustly strong. If you go to our Macro Vegan YouTube channel, there's a little 10-minute video of me with just breathing and stretching, and it really nourishes every organ in the body, takes oxygen and really makes you feel good. Plus it will help to calm any stress that you're feeling through this, you know, anxious time that many around the world have right now.
And I think that word right there, that's a very important one to remember. This has to do with maintaining a sense of calm. There, really, when we have been out to the market or on our walks or whatever, we know people are really in a state of panic right now, and it's not productive. It doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form. If we were being reported on a daily basis the number of people that die throughout the world from heart disease or cancer or any other illness, we would all be horrified and we would be in panic if we were told that if we went outdoors we would catch that illness. So maintain a sense of calm, and one of the good ways of doing that is, if it gets you excited on Facebook or whatever social media with all of the information, all the negative stuff, just take a rest from that. Right? Just maintain your own sense of calm. If you know an exercise, a meditation technique or something like that, do that. If not, read a book. Do things that calm the mind down.
We call it R&R, you know, rest and relax, and even getting outdoors for half an hour for a walk, it has an incredible inverse relationship with the immune system. It helps to boost the immunity as well. The one thing that's important for me is we laugh every day, even if it's at each other or at ourselves, you know. And, you know, find an old movie, some favourite movies or your favourite comedian, or, you know, it really is important to try and lift the spirit somewhat, and it will help you sleep better as well. And laughter, as we know, is the best medicine.
Absolutely, that's what they always say. Ha ha ha. And be creative, right? This is something that for many people, and for some of you who work from home, this perhaps isn't as applicable. But for some of you who are home from your jobs and you don't know what to do, use the time to explore your own creativity. You know, write a few poems. You know, get a sketchbook out or get a piece of paper and do a little bit of drawing. Play some music. Get yourself involved in doing something that you don't normally have the opportunity to do in this time. And I know that for many people there's a tremendous amount of stress that's involved with losing work and not knowing where the next paycheck is coming from. And of course that's a stressful period. But we have to be able to look at that and say, okay, what can I really do about that now? And if the answer is nothing, then use our time productively somewhere else.
Well, talking about using your time productively.
Yes, ma'am.
To the kitchen with me, my friend.
Okay, we'll do that right now.
Let's go. If I could make the world miso broth every morning, I would be in seventh heaven. The reason being that miso, the fermentation, creates a combination of enzymes that strengthen the intestinal tract. And that's primarily where our immune system lives, in the gut. So when we create a strong immune system in the gut, then it gives us the ability for our body to fight Goliath, so to speak. Now, how do we make the broth? Let's take a look at the ingredients. So in the ingredients, to make the stock, I use kombu seaweed, which is so mineral rich. And remember, the more mineral rich your body, the better health, strong quality blood you possess. Dry shiitake mushrooms, which give the broth a delicious flavour, as well as these guys are loaded with compounds that help to switch the T cells and the B cells on, so again, great immunity. And really the broth is so simple. I use some wakame flakes. Now these are tiny little flakes, wakame seaweed, which expand when they're rehydrated into the broth. Some fresh spring onions, which we can either cook a little at a time or we just serve them with the garnish on top. And of course, the piece de resistance is the miso. I mean, everybody should have miso in their diet every day. It, seriously, for me, is the world's most medicinal food. Now, I like to add fresh ginger juice to more or less all my soups. The reason being, when you have ginger juice, it helps the cells uptake blood sugar. So I take this, and you'll see when I'm going to be serving, actually Bill Tara, I'm just going to serve you a little broth. So, delicious miso broth ready, and a little dash or two of freshly squeezed ginger juice for me is just absolutely perfect. And remember, respiratory problems are a big fear for people right now, so the fresh ginger juice also is very helpful for lung health. So I would suggest that you add a little bit of fresh ginger juice to your broth. So this is for my darling husband Bill Tara, enjoy. And I just took a little bit of the miso, normally about a heaped teaspoon per cup I use, and I take some of the broth, blend the miso in, and then just add it to the pot. Serving the world miso broth every day would be my dream. 3 magic words. Umi shu kuzu. Now, kuzu is a giant root that's grown native to Japanese and Chinese medicine actually, and I am so blessed to have it because I've used it for decades for my own health and for health of clients. It reduces acidity in the body, so of course we want to have a more alkaline, robust state always, but particularly right now. Umeboshi plum, if you're not aware of that, it's actually a Japanese apricot that's pickled sour. It sure makes you stand up straight, but trust me, it's a phenomenal medicinal food. And you know, the questions that are coming every day to Bill and I, what tea, what healing medicine should we have? This is our recommendation. Shoyu, obviously you all know, is a natural soya sauce. Few spots, not too much. And again, for me, ginger, you know, a freak for using ginger. Just take some grated ginger, squeeze a few drops of juice, helps to put some more heat into the lungs. So this magical combination is something, again, so easy to make. You actually just take the teaspoon of kuzu, mix it with a little water until it becomes like a paste, pop it in the pot, stir, 1.5 cups of water I would say, because I like to cook it down a little bit. Now as it cooks, it becomes very clear, translucent, so the chalky white disappears, and that's when you know it's ready. I turn it off just as it comes to simmer, and the plums mashed just either with a fork or with the back of a spoon, take the flesh off, but make sure you actually use the stone of the plum when you're making the tea. Fuller instructions are actually on a video that I've done. Now it's very sour, so it's like, it'll take the smile off your face, but then you go watch one of your movies and you put the smile back on your face. So we hope these little questions that we've answered for you are helpful, and keep in touch with Bill and I. Please don't live in a space of fear, because it creates more cortisol in your body, and the more cortisol you have, the more ill health you can be putting yourself under. So we're all in this together, as we say every day, and you know, keep in touch, stay well and stay safe, and thank you so much as always for supporting Bill and I around the world.
So I say, hello, this is Bill and Marlene.
I don't know, should we?
Or should we just start? Let's not take too much time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, maybe we should say, because a lot of people might see it on YouTube that don't know who we are.
Okay.
Or maybe say, welcome to Macro Vegan.
Yep.
I'm Bill.
Okay.
Okay. Are you starting?
I will.
Are you keeping yourself strong, your immune system fired up? Okay, let's start.
Well, are you going to say anything about it?
Well, I thought it was you that was going to say that. No, 18%
Yeah.
from the virus.
You, me,
Okay,
you,
well, you
me.
kind of messed up at the beginning and messaged us.
Well.
Okay. Shh. Do you want to put the camera off and start again? Yeah. And
And so,
you do what you did exactly, and then I'll say any special foods. Okay.